Oh, a couple people have asked this over the last few weeks, and we've never gotten to it. How do you have your EQ set on the Tesla?
Good question. I have my bass down 2 dB and my high end, whatever that one is called, down 3, I think.
Interesting. So you actually taken the EQ on the edges and pulled them down a little bit.
Yeah.
A little too high for you.
I think that's what I have. 3 down on bass, 2 on the top, and then every once in a while I go up a dB on the bass and have it at 2. And I don't know. I think I just try it to see. I don't really know why.
I know Bradley, our friend Bradley, Slowhand Sound on Instagram here, who takes the show notes. I know he will put this in the notes, of course, and we should make a note of what your settings are, which Tesla you have, and Baines and Tizio also, because I believe they both have Teslas. I'd be interested to see what the mixing community.
I think we all have different ones also.
I know. This is why it's interesting. I'd be curious to compare them to see what people's ears are and what they like, because I know a lot of folks on PMCs and things like that. What do they like for the car test?
I had it flat, and then I realized that I really wanted to listen to sicko mode in my car, and sicko mode is unlistenable with the Tesla EQ flat.
Because the bass is too much, or it's too bright?
It's mostly just because it's too bright. The vocal's crazy, and then the bass, it's just obnoxiously bassy. And then down, I went from there and I EQ'd it to that. And I was like, oh, actually, this sounds quite good for everything else. It's a little warmer. I can go louder in the car then. I'm all about warmer EQ and turning up the volume. That's how my favorite records sounded back in early 2000s. We talked about this so many times. We don't have to rehash it now. But the more you could turn it up, the better it feels. So that's the same thing in your car EQ. If it's so bright that when you turn it up, it gets harsh, just like lower the treble so you can turn it louder.
I imagine that a lot of people probably feel that way, but I think that's maybe the most fundamental way to describe how you and I have the same taste, which is we like records that can be cranked and are warm enough and not harsh enough, still bright enough, but like not harsh when they get louder and louder and louder. I think those are by far my favorite records, are records that you can really crank and feel and immerse yourself in them without them, biting on your ears.
Yes.
And when I don't like mixes, when I don't like the sound of records, it's because I can't crank them without hurting my ears.
Yeah. And those records, I would argue, won't stand the test of time, because you'll come back to it in 10 years and you'll be like, oh, that hurts. Like, I don't remember it sounding like that. And
they're definitely fatiguing.
Yeah, they're just fatiguing. And it's like, if you have a whole album of that kind of sound, you won't get through the album. We want people to get through albums for multiple reasons. One, as a fan, we want you to like and enjoy a body of work from an artist. And 2, for the streaming aspect, so people can make money. If you get through albums, the artist makes more money. And if you're a producer, then you make more money. And if you're a mixer and you have a point, then you make more money. So like, we should want people to stream for multiple reasons. So we should have records that don't fatigue you all the time. It's just like, it's simple. It's fucking simple.
Yeah, it's simple.